It's you.
Like an insect buzzing around a meal that was left unattended. Another pest has begun to orbit around my senpai. The latest girl comes from one of Japan's wealthiest families. She looks down on anyone with less money than her, which of course means that she looks down on nearly everyone. I can tell that she doesn't see my senpai as an equal. It would be more accurate to say that she wants to keep him as a pet. I'd like to say that my senpai has enough sense to avoid getting involved with her, but the promise of a cozy life in the lap of luxury might be too tempting for him. Just to make sure that he doesn't make the wrong decision, I'll have to remove the option from his life altogether. It looks like the only reason she enrolled in academy was for the prestige. She has no intention of studying at all. She spends all day sunbathing at the pool. You know, every year, a lot of unfortunate accidents happen around pools. It would be such a shame if she fell asleep and drowned.
It's you. Trying to intimidate me? I know you're hiding something. Don't waste your time. You don't scare me. You can fool the others, but you can't fool me. I've got my eye on you.
okay?
I can't take my eyes off my senpai for even one moment. Because there's always a new girl trying to steal him from me. This week, my rival is a girl who dreams of becoming a pop idol. She spent so many years of her life learning how to sing and dance. What a shame that all her efforts will go to waste. Bubbly, full of energy, always smiling. Guys can't resist that type of girl, can they? I definitely can't ignore this one. I need to deal with her, and quickly. She set up a stage in the school gym where she rehearses her cute little songs. Microphones, speakers, all those wires and cables. There's gotta be an opportunity in there somewhere. She wants to captivate an audience, does she? Well, I should lend her a hand and help her give a shocking performance.
Do you have a reason to be here? I'm very sorry, but you can't...
Many girls have competed for my senpai's heart. Most of them were mere pests rather than actual threats. But the latest one is different. Academy's top student. The brightest girl in school. Perfect scores on every test. Flawless grades in every subject. The perfect combination of beauty and brains. Any guy at school would be honored to have her attention. If she continues to spend time around my senpai, there is no doubt that she'll steal him away from me. It feels like I've been seeing the police patrolling near Academy more often lately. The unsolved murder from earlier this year is still a stain on their reputation. Any bloodshed at this point in time could attract unwanted attention. Perhaps I should keep my hands clean from now on. Academy's top student. It sure would be a shame if she was expelled from school, wouldn't it?
Excuse me? We're trying to have a private conversation here.
Are you... okay?
Yamato Nadeshiko. It's a phrase that refers to the traditional Japanese concept of the ideal woman. A woman who is pure and gentle, graceful, humble, patient, faithful, meek, quiet, timid, keep the house clean, bear lots of children, respect your husband no matter what, know your place. Yamato Nadeshiko. It's often said that this type of woman is going extinct, that it's rare to find a woman who embodies those traits in this day and age. But there's one girl at Academy who fits that description perfectly. The most popular girl in school. Every boy wants her. Every girl wants to be her. Even my senpai has fallen under her spell. Well, it's time to break the spell that this witch has cast over the school. I'd like to stain her perfect reputation and turn her adoring fans into her enemies.
Are you okay?
Having trouble with one of my assignments. It's for my least favorite school subject. I hate the stupidest, if you will. Really? Oh my... I'm sorry. I wouldn't be comfortable with that. I just don't know you well enough. Maybe if there were more people at our school who were willing to vouch for you.
Sometimes, when I'm following my senpai home from school, I notice that he likes to buy certain magazines from convenience stores. Magazines featuring gravure idols, attractive young women who strike provocative poses in revealing outfits. He's a big fan of one girl in particular. Since her debut, he's bought every magazine with even a single photo of her. And she just transferred into academy. Most of the school's male population are already completely infatuated with her. They follow her around school like a pack of pathetic, lovesick puppy dogs. And my senpai is among them. As much as I'd love to carve a hole in her heart, it might be difficult with so many witnesses surrounding her at all times. Perhaps the best way to deal with her is to set her up with another boy. After all, it's not like it's going to be difficult to find a volunteer.
Excuse me? We're trying to have a private conversation here. Never mind. We'll just talk later.
I've been trying to avoid acknowledging him, but at this point in time, that's just not possible anymore. The man in the trench coat, the investigative journalist, he finally made his move. For months now, but the headmaster has always refused him entry into the school. Up until now, that was enough to stop him. He found a loophole. Apparently, he's had an apprentice for a while now, and a former student of Academy. Back when she was attending school here, she did something extraordinary. She solved a high-profile murder mystery that the police were struggling with. That accomplishment turned her into a national celebrity almost overnight. There was nothing more for her to gain from remaining enrolled in Academy, so she left without graduating and quickly began a career as a junior detective. And now, 1 year later, she's back. She claims that she's here to finish her degree, but I can tell that there's more to the story than that. Her mentor, that journalist, is firmly determined to investigate Academy. Clearly, he must have asked his apprentice to return here to be his eyes and ears. The two of them have been interviewing students, and they've learned something. Things tend to happen to girls who have a crush on a certain boy at school. My senpai. He's become a person of interest to them. And now, that junior detective girl is investigating him, following him everywhere, talking to him all the time. And lately, she's been getting a bit too friendly with him. It's enough to make my blood boil. But As much as I would love to sink a knife into her heart, a violent approach might be a bad decision this time around. She's convinced a bunch of students to patrol the hallways with cameras. Right now, the slightest mistake could cost me everything. This girl. She's probably the most dangerous enemy I've faced so far. But if I could somehow manage to befriend her and put her in debt to me, she could be a powerful ally.
Are you okay?
past 11 weeks have challenged me in every way possible. But, despite everything, I've still managed to defeat every one of my adversaries. These experiences have made me stronger, braver. I think I finally found the courage to talk to him, to tell him how I feel. When I confess my feelings to him, it has to be special. It has to be perfect. I don't believe in the myth about the cherry tree behind the school, but I can't think of any place more appropriate for my confession. Today. I'm going to tell him today. Senpai, please accept my feelings. It's happening. It's really happening. Today is the day. The day I finally tell him how I feel. It's taken so long. But now I'm ready. I'm ready to...
Stop right there, Ryoba Aishi.
What? It's you.
You are under arrest on suspicion of the murder of Sumire Saitozaki 11 weeks ago.
Wait, please. There must be some mistake. I had nothing to do with...
Oh no. You're not going to sweet-talk your way out of this one. Your innocent schoolgirl act won't save you this time.
What evidence do you even have?
I've been questioning your classmates over the past couple of months. They've noticed a pattern in your behavior. That boy over there, the one under the tree. You've shown a keen interest in any girl who developed feelings for him. And from what I've heard, you've been doing everything in your power to keep girls away from him. What's happening here is obvious. You're eliminating any girl who tries to take that boy away from you. And Sumire was your first victim.
No! I would never hurt anyone! I swear! I'm innocent! You have to believe me!
Save it for the judge. Cuff her, boys. On April 1st, Ryoba Aishi put a note into the locker of Sumire Saitozaki. After reading this note, Sumire went to the East 3rd floor girls' restroom. That was the last time anyone ever saw Sumire. After she was reported missing, police investigated Academy for clues. In the East 3rd floor girls' restroom, they found some of Sumire's blood. Shortly before Sumire went missing, Ryoba Aishi was spotted carrying a knife and walking in the direction of the East 3rd floor girls' restroom. Later, she was seen carrying a large garbage bag towards the school incinerator. All of this information came from Ui Tunisu, a student at Academy, who was interviewed by the police the day after Sumire's disappearance. It's obvious what happened to Sumire. Ryoba Aishi killed her in the bathroom with a knife, stuffed her in a garbage bag, and carried her to the incinerator, where she burned all of the evidence. Do you deny any of this, Ryoba Aishi?
I did not kill Sumire Saitozaki. It's true that I put a note in her locker and spoke with her in the bathroom, but I simply wanted to discuss a personal matter with her. Nothing more.
What about the knife?
I noticed that one of the knives in the home economics room was missing. It turned out that someone had brought the knife to the cooking club by mistake. So, I simply took it from the cooking club and put it back in its rightful place.
And the garbage bag? How do you explain that?
I love my school. I can't stand to see trash and garbage piling up everywhere. I do my part to keep the school clean, just like everyone else does.
You always have a convenient explanation for everything, don't you? Do you really think anyone in this courtroom is going to believe your obvious lies?
Mr. Journalist, there are a number of problems with your theory. First of all, you're accusing me of murder, but you don't actually have any proof that Sumire is dead. She is still considered missing, after all. I think she simply ran away because of the stress of studying at an elite school. I pray that she is alive and well and will return to us one day. You think I killed Sumire because of 3 facts. I spoke to her, I held a knife, and I burned some trash. However, none of these things are grounds for suspicion. Every day at school, dozens of students talk to each other, touch objects that could be used as weapons, and carry garbage bags. There was nothing unusual or suspicious about my behavior. You know, I think I finally figured out what's going on here, Mr. Journalist. Your apprentice, Sonoko Sakanoe, became a celebrity after she stopped a killer. You're desperate to pin a crime on me because you want to be a celebrity too. The only reason that any of us are in this courtroom today is because you're deeply insecure that your apprentice has accomplished more than you.
Order! Order in the court! It's true that there is no smoking gun evidence linking you directly to a murder. However, with that said, over the past 11 weeks, you have demonstrated behavior that is suspicious, if not outright incriminating. Your classmates have testified that you've been stalking a certain boy at school, following him when he goes shopping, following him when he walks home. By all accounts, you're absolutely obsessed with this boy. Furthermore, every time a girl begins to show signs of interest in him, something always happens that removes the girl from his life. You can't possibly expect anyone to believe that these facts are mere coincidence. Clearly, you are sabotaging the boy's love life in order to keep him single. And who else had a crush on that boy? That's right, Sumire Saitozaki. You've been eliminating every girl who comes between you and that boy, and Sumire was your first victim.
Order! I said order! Enough conjecture. Let's go over the facts. Taking all of the facts into consideration, it is clear, beyond any shadow of a doubt, that Ryoba Aishi is responsible for Sumire Saitozaki's death.
Like the blossom of a cherry.